All right, guys. So I am gonna race Carla on the SUR RON. So I set up a little drag strip. As you can see, she's down there tooting away. And I'm gonna put the camera down here to kind of show you guys who wins, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm also gonna be wearing my chest mount, so we'll have onboard video, but let's see. You can see I got my super cool bicycle helmet on. Let's see who wins. Okay, big race.
Big race.
You ready?
Yeah.
SUR RON versus the scooter. On 3. Rev it up a little bit. Get it ready. On 3. 1, 2, 3. I know. Want to do it again? This time I'll let you go first.
Oh man, you're gonna do one?
Yeah. All right, I won the first race. In a drag race, it definitely is faster, but top end, she'll catch up. Okay, this time you go. I'll go as soon as you go. Go ahead. That was good.
Yeah.
All right, one more. Best out of 3.
My launch is great.
You got to kind of hold the throttle and the brake at the same time a little bit. Like that, yeah. All right, ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Saw that. One more? Okay. Go when you're ready. It's like dead even. That's awesome. So there you have it. There's a little drag race. Carlo Speed Demon over here. The scooter, that scooter's, yeah, but your scooter's not stock either. So, in case you guys have never seen Carlo's scooter, it's a pretty modded up jog. It's still 50 cc's, but we did the CVT work and the exhaust and stuff. So it's a pretty quick scooter. Did 55 miles an hour with her on it, and
yeah, it just takes a little bit to get up there. It has a really good top end.
Yeah, exactly. And as you can see, acceleration is actually about the same with the SUR RON. So the SUR RON is a definite contender. I know this thing's gonna have a lot of potential. So let's talk about that. Basically, here's my plans for the build. Now, if you didn't see the last video, I just got this SUR RON. We've been talking about it. It's an electric bike, electric motorcycle. It's a small electric motorcycle, I'm gonna say. Really cool. The factory equipment is not bad, but it could be a lot better. And there's a couple of companies that I'm going to be working with in order to get this thing up to what I would consider top level. So let's start with the basics. This thing does 45 miles an hour. It says it does 50 on the speedo, but GPS testing has shown that that is not accurate. It is off by about 5 miles per hour at that point. So 45 miles an hour stock, that's what we're seeing. I'd like to get this thing to 60. That's my goal. And I think it's very possible after talking to Alan at ERT. He is a electric racing guru. He's been building this stuff, and he has a kit using the ASI controller that he has made proprietary software, and has his own control dash that mounts with it. And that's the first real upgrade that will get this thing to the next level speed-wise. Before we get to that point, though, I'm going to be upgrading the brakes. These brakes are okay, but I've read a lot about them, and I know that they're not going to handle the extra speed that we're going to put to them. So first things first, we are going to do two things. We're going to upgrade these brakes. We're going to put some Shimano pads in it that are actually decent, and get rid of this the whatever came from China, because I don't think it's too good. And that'll at least keep us from fading or having any problems with that. We're also going to add a fender to the front here so that we don't get sprayed with sand and water while we're riding, because we do want to ride this thing for real. And also we want to protect this area here, because this is where our controller is located at. So factory controller, not bad. Again, it's the latest and greatest SUR RON X with a sine wave control logic. It's not bad, but there is room for improvement. So we're going to upgrade the brakes. We're going to do the fender. That's the first step. Then we're going to put this thing on the dyno. Get ready. We're going to put this on the dyno. We're going to see what it does. Completely stock. I don't know what to even guess, but I know it's going to make some decent low end power. I know it's just, you know, the top end is where we're going to lose it. But Alan's going to hook me up. ERT, the ASI 4000. We're going to put that controller on, and we're also going to bypass the current limiter that's built into the stock battery. The stock battery has, I'll show you where the stock battery here is. The stock battery is mounted right here, and it has about an 80 amp current limit, if I'm not mistaken. So that 80 amp current limit is okay for the stock controller, but when we upgrade the controller, we're going to be able to exceed that rating. So we're going to bypass that current limiter that's built into this, and we're going to utilize an extra 20 to 30 amps of power on tap, and that should get us a little more up top and a little more grunt down low if we want it. And that's all programmable. The controller is completely programmable. We'll do an in-depth review when we get it. It's going to be a little while, but you'll see it's a really cool controller, and that controller is going to also allow us to use a much higher voltage battery. So we'll be able to upgrade the battery eventually at the end of all this, and end up with a 80 volt battery versus the 60 volts of the stock battery, and that is going to give us crazy top end. So with the controller alone, I'm hoping that we can get somewhere in the neighborhood of 55 miles an hour. I'd like to see 60, but let's just be realistic. I don't know if this stock battery is capable of that. Either way, if we can crack that 50-55 mile an hour range with the ASI 4000 controller from ERT, that will definitely be a huge start to this whole process. With the controller in place, the big battery is going to get us way over that extra voltage. We're talking almost a 30% increase in voltage. So realistically, power-wise, speed-wise, we should be approaching that 75-80 mile an hour range with that setup. I'm not going to do that on these tires either, though. These knobby tires, I don't think they could do too much more than 60 miles an hour. They just don't feel right being knobbies. So we'll definitely upgrade those before we do that big battery and go to that route. But it will be a really potent setup. And there is also the opportunity to upgrade the sprockets. We can change the gearing. If we added all that extra power, we'd be able to change the gearing and probably get even a little more top end. The stock power rating of this bike is 5 kilowatts. This motor is rated at 5 I don't know what this motor is actually rated at, but I do know that the system is rated at 5 kilowatts, and that will triple with that whole setup. With the stock battery, I think we should probably be able to crack 7 kilowatts, maybe even 8, somewhere in that range with the ASI 4000 controller and the battery current limiter bypass. The new controller, the ASI controller, controls the current internally, so we won't need that current limiter anymore, and that's going to be a huge improvement. So really happy with this thing. let me know what you guys think. It's really cool. I hope to actually get these myself. I've been talking to my buddy John at scootertuning.ca, and we've been discussing the possibility of bringing in a lot more of these. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys like this setup, the cost on this thing, it's not the cheapest, we'll be honest, but it's really comparable to a small motorcycle. This thing is about $4,000 landed from China. So, but the quality on this thing is way beyond anything I've seen out of China. So, really happy with that so far. And let me know if you guys are interested in something like this. I know not everybody's got an extra 4K burning a hole in their pocket, but if you're one of those guys and you do want one of these things, let me know, because I can send you on the right path to success. We'll be able to get you one of these. Jean's got one coming. When his gets here, we'll do another little race and comparo. His is green. I got the orange because I heard orange is faster. You know what I mean? So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Really cool setup. Excited to really ride this thing around and see what it does and get some miles on this. Next up, like I said, fenders, brakes, and then we'll go into the controller and stuff. But I want to get it on the dyno too. So I'll see you guys in the next one.